Finding complete the sentences questions difficult, no matter how much you practice? Actually, you're not alone. A lot of my students tell me this is the most difficult section of the interactive reading part of the DET. But there are great ways that you can improve your confidence and increase your score to 140. So let's get started and find out how. Hello, I'm Francis from Last Minute English, and today we're looking at complete the sentences. We're going to do three things in this video. First of all, we'll look at the structure of this type of question. Then I'll give you some tips for how to improve your score. And finally, we'll do some practice. So first of all, what are the complete the sentences questions? So in this task, you'll get a text and there will be some words missing, usually around 7. For each word, you'll have 5 different options. You have to choose the correct one. So the text will look a little bit like this. This is a text about walruses. And for each question, you'll have a drop-down menu with the 5 options. For example, these are the options for question 1. Now, because this is part of interactive reading, you have to manage your own time, but we suggest around 2.5 to 3 minutes to answer these questions. And the more of these questions you answer correctly, the better your literacy and comprehension subscores will be. So now we know what complete the sentence questions are, let's talk about strategy, some tips for how you can get the best score possible. Step 1 is to read the whole text. Don't read until the first question and try to guess. You'll get loads of good information by reading the whole text before you start to think about the questions. So for example, the walruses article, we can read that and we'll, of course, first of all learn it's about walruses. By the way, if you don't know what walruses are, this is what a walrus looks like. A very beautiful animal. Some people think. I think they're quite cute. So it's about walruses, but we can also learn that the tone of the article is quite academic. So it's not a fun thing, it's more like something from a textbook or a documentary, and it's semi-formal. And knowing those things will help us to make better choices later on. Step 2 is to predict the answers without checking your 5 options. And we do this because it's much easier to choose the right option from the list if you already have some idea of what you're looking for. So let's take a look at our first sentence again. So we have walruses are, and then the 5 choices. Marine mammals distinguished by their long tusks, whiskers, and something else. So what type of word could we be expecting for question 2? We can look at the words before and see, what sort of thing are they? So we know it's talking about some kind of animal, and of course it's a walrus. We also know that it's in a list of nouns. Think about the grammar. So it should be another noun. And the words before it, the whiskers and tusks, are body parts. So it might be something related to the walrus's body. So once we have that idea of the kind of thing we're looking for, we can look at the options. And here the options are being, density, bulk, body, and tummy. Okay, so that's the second step. And as we're going through, I'm going to give you little activities, and this is the first one. I want you to pause the video and I want you to go through the other missing words and do the same. Predict what type of word it could be. Okay, have a try now. Okay, welcome back. Now let's move to step 3. Step 3 is discarding incorrect options. So even if at this stage we're not sure exactly what the answer is, there are some words that we can pretty confidently say, oh, it's definitely not this word. So we get rid of that word. So if we look at sentence 1 again, we could get rid of, for the first one, we could say loose. It doesn't really make sense. We could get rid of vast. That's usually talking about a place. And grand is more like a feeling, like the Titanic was a grand ship. Okay, so we get rid of those ones. And then for 2, we could get rid of being and also body and tummy, because body is very general And tummy is informal. It means stomach, but it's very informal. Remember, we talked about the tone. The tone is semi-formal to formal. So we can get rid of all of those answers that we know won't be correct. Then step 4 is to make your choice and read everything again. So at this point, you should hopefully only have 2 choices, and you have to read and think, which one do I think is the best? Choose it and then read the sentence. So let's do a little bit of practice again. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. I'm going to show you sentence 1, 2 questions. I want you to choose, read it back to yourself and decide if you've got the right answer. Have a try now. Okay, so what do you think? So the correct answer for 1 was large, because long is more like a snake, okay? And then the second one was bulk, because density is more like something for science, for physics, not really talking about an animal. So now it's time for the big task. I'm going to give you 90 seconds. I want you to answer all of the rest of the questions from number 3 to number 6, okay? You'll have the options to choose from, and you can also look back at your predictions from before, okay? 90 seconds, your time starts now. Okay, welcome back. So, how did you do? Let's take a look through answers 3 through to 6. And by the way, I really want you to let me know under the video how many you got right on this one, okay? How many out of 6 did you get correct? Number 3 was primarily, found primarily in the Arctic, okay? And their tusks serve, tusks is the big, like the teeth that they have, they serve multiple purposes. That's a collocation, to serve a purpose. It means they have a job. Then number 5 is climb onto ice. So we have to choose the preposition carefully. And then 6 is despite their formidable size. Formidable means they're quite scary. They are social and often gather in big groups. So they look scary, but the reality is that they are actually quite friendly. So there we go. You've completed the complete the sentences type of question. We've done 6 practices. Make sure to let me know under the video how many you got right. And while you're down there under the video, you can check out our full DET preparation course. It's designed to help you get 120 or higher on the DET the first time you take it. Make sure you check that out under the video. If you've enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe. I'm Francis from Last Minute English. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.